Then Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has mentioned in Surah Az-Zumar chapter 39 verse 68.
ونفخ في الصور فصعق من في السماوات ومن في الأرض إلا من شاء الله ثم نفخ فيه أخرى فإذا هم قيام ينظرون.
He says, and the trumpet will be blown, and all who are in the heavens and all who are on the earth will swoon except him who Allah wills. Then it will be blown a second time, and behold, they will be standing, looking on and waiting. Again in Surah Al-Mu'minun chapter 23 verse 101, the word nufikha fi sur has been used, where it mentions that then when the trumpet is blown, there will be no kinship among them that day, nor will they ask one another. The angel Israfil will be the one who will blow the trumpet the first time, and when the first time the trumpet will be blown, two things will happen. And the second time the trumpet is blown, one thing will happen. That's why there are three mentions or three different words used. In the first blowing, number one, everything, every single living thing will die. Every single thing will die. That's number one. And number two, it will wake up those who are in their graves. It will frighten those who are in their graves, because now they know the horn has been blown. The hour has arrived. So they will be like an alarm clock is ringing, they will be alerted to that hour. So that's why the two separate words have been used. One is that they will die, and the other one is that they will be frightened. And after a while, in a hadith of the Holy Prophet ﷺ, narrated by Abu Huraira radhiyallahu anhu, he mentioned that there will be a gap of 40 days, 40 months, 40 years, wallahu alam. But 40 is the number that he mentioned, that there is a gap between the first blowing and the second blowing of 40. And after this gap, the second blowing will be heard, and on this second blowing, every soul will be raised up. Everyone will get up in a state of frenzy, in a state of chaos, because now Judgment Day has arrived. Yawm al-Akhirah is here. Yawm al-Qiyamah is here. So this is the state of people on that day of judgment. And this day will also have three stages. The first stage is the stage of resurrection. The second stage is the stage of accountability. And the third stage is the stage of heaven and hellfire. The distribution of who goes where. And this state of resurrection, there are many people you will find, even among the Muslims, who will deny resurrection. If not verbally, by their actions at least, that we don't think that we will ever be resurrected. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala explains this throughout in the Holy Qur'an various ways. One of the ways is He explains that imagine and look at the dead barren land and see how Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala creates fresh green grass in that barren land. An area where there is drought, dead land, and then a flower grows from there. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is the one who does that. So likewise, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala created you from nothingness, and for Allah to recreate you out of bones is not a problem. The first time it could have been difficult, but kun fayakun, be, and it was. So the second time it will be easier. In Surah Al-Baqarah, Ibrahim alayhi salam has been mentioned when he asked Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala that I wish to see how you resurrect. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala asked him that get 4 birds, name them, train them, love them, keep them, then kill them when they have grown up, and mix up their body parts, chop them up into pieces, mix up the body parts, put them in 4 separate piles, and put them behind 4 different mountains, and then call them. And he did, and the birds came to Ibrahim alayhi salam. This is the power of Allah. He does not need anything. Kun fayakun, be, and it is. Yet there are those who deny the day of resurrection. And again Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala takes us and points us to this direction, that is a blind one equal to one who sees? Is a person with knowledge equal to one who has no knowledge? In Surah Az-Zumar chapter 39 verse 9, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says,
أَمَّنْ هُوَ قَانِتٌ آنَاءَ اللَّيْلِ سَاجِدًا وَقَائِمًا يَحْذَرُ الْآخِرَةَ وَيَرْجُو رَحْمَةَ رَبِّهِ قُلْ هَلْ يَسْتَوِي الَّذِينَ يَعْلَمُونَ وَالَّذِينَ لَا يَعْلَمُونَ قُلْ هَلْ يَسْتَوِي إنما يتذكر أولو الألباب.
Is one who is obedient to Allah, prostrating himself or standing in prayer during the hours of the night, fearing the hereafter and hoping for the mercy of his Lord, like the one who disbelieves? Say, are those who know equal to those who don't know? It is only men of understanding who will remember. So again, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says that this is something for the men of understanding to ponder upon, to reflect upon. Not just go, okay, blatantly reject the resurrection. So a man who has been living with the fear of the hereafter, knowing accountability, knowing that he will be resurrected and there will be a price to pay, his life is led in a different manner, and the one who is living for this dunya, making this dunya everything, he wants dignity, honor, money, power, wealth, entertainment for this dunya, his lifestyle will be different. And this person who is living for the dunya, never in his life will he be able to understand what motivates or drives the person who is living for the akhirah or living for Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, until he becomes like him. Until he becomes like him, he will never understand it. He can do research on it, he can write thesis upon thesis, he will never understand. Hasbunallahu wa ni'mal wakeel, he will never understand this concept. So this is the difference between the people who believe in resurrection and those who deny resurrection. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala mentions in Surah Al-Qiyamah, chapter 75, verses 1 to 4.
لا أقسم بيوم القيامة ولا أقسم بالنفس اللوامة أيحسب الإنسان أن لن نجمع عظامه بلى قادرين على أن نسوي بنانه.
That I swear by the day of resurrection, and I swear by the self-reproaching nafs al-lawama. I swear by two things, the day of resurrection and nafs al-lawama, the self-reproaching nafs. A nafs that is accounting its own self, that is always questioning its own self. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, does man think that we shall not assemble his bones? Yes, we are able to put together in perfect order even his very fingertips. We can even remanufacture even his fingerprints, which are our unique identification. So this day of resurrection has been linked to the nafs al-lawwama, the self-reproaching nafs. Why? Why is the day of resurrection related to the self-reproaching or self-contemplating nafs? It is because each and every single soul knows that justice should prevail. Each and every single soul knows that there should be justice, that there is some adl, there should be some insaf. You have not seen the day of judgment, it is part of the alim-e-ghaib. And you know your nafs though. You know that your own nafs is a courtroom. There are trials happening inside that nafs every single day. Whenever you take away the rights of someone, your nafs alerts you. Check yourself. Check yourself. You have just hurt somebody. And even if you try to subdue that feeling, at least it alerts you and you are aware of that being alerted. So there is a cry coming out of your soul every time you do something bad or something evil or something negative. Your soul speaks. Your self-reproaching nafs speaks to you. It is found in all Muslims and non-Muslims. It is found in everyone. So if this nafs is inside us, this self-reproaching nafs is inside us and is alerting us of the minor things that we do, what about the injustices that are happening all across the world and the criminals are going away scot-free? The leaders of armies killing, massacring, raping women, children, all of that, and going scot-free. How can injustice prevail in this world? Will this carry on? Will these people be allowed to go away without being punished for what they have done? No, they will pay a price. And there will be a day of justice. Justice will be established on one day, and that will be Yawm al-Qiyamah, the day of judgment. So the Holy Qur'an gives us comfort and solace in the fact that no matter what is happening around you, know that there will be a day of justice. Fear not. Have patience and have tawakkul in Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, because that day of justice is coming. And that day is drawing near in every second that we breathe.